Because
That's
it's a
right.
special episode, eh?
So I'm going to be looking here instead of at that one.
I mean, you can look at that one.
Well, that one's not going to see me.
Yeah, but that'll still see you.
That'll
can
give you
look
that
where-
ominous looking into the distance.
Yeah.
Though, you know?
I feel like even if you just kind of like look at the lights, it on camera, it almost looks like you're... But then you kind of go blind.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ryfield Studios. It's your boys, Ben and Shane. We got
up?
another episode for you today.
Yeah, man.
If you watched this Friday's release for Live at the Whiskey Pit, you saw Sam Stark doing some drum playthroughs for
Yeah,
Ascot
man.
Royals.
Those drum
It's a
playthroughs.
blast.
Yeah,
And,
dude.
dude, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man. This is so
This is
awesome.
very exciting.
That was so great, those playthroughs.
Yeah, dude, that was...
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
They should be good because technically I was supposed to be here in the spring.
Well,
Right.
So I've had lots
You know.
of time to practice.
Yeah.
scheduling issues and whatnot. Whatever.
Yeah, man. No, it sounded great. It was totally awesome. You know, we were talking earlier that, like,
Those songs have so much energy.
yeah, even just like the live drum play, like, and you'll see when it's all put together in a video,
Yeah.
like, it just adds, like, whatever. Not that it didn't have energy before, but it adds, like, that live kind of spot. Whatever. I'm not going to
Oh
say
man,
that word.
for sure. Just
Yeah.
like you just have to. First of all, you have to have fun doing it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, and that's where a lot of what I do stems from. You know, just the fact that you want to be there. You want to be doing
Yeah,
it.
man.
You want to be playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
You look like you were having fun.
yeah,
playing that stuff, too.
yeah,
Like,
and I mean
just-
that's what
yeah,
it is, right? Like just having a good time. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, playing through these songs today, it's kind of a a little trip down memory road. Just
Yeah,
thinking
Yeah, for
about
sure.
Yeah.
just kind of thinking about all the times recording and
Yeah.
playing live and stuff like that. You know, like the band we stopped playing together in 2019. So What the Fest
Right.
in 2019
Yep.
That's right.
was the last time.
We managed to catch their last show. So if you haven't
Yeah.
caught up with Ascot Royals, go follow. Do you
It's still, it's still,
like, is it
still out
still
there
so-
on the
It's on
the
Spotify and
graveyard of the
everything.
internet.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah,
still have
man.
everything on Spotify,
Yeah.
YouTube, and there's Facebook pages.
And it's wicked music, so go check it out.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, like it's just a lot of fun to think back on those times. Like it was a good chunk of my life.
And we
Yeah.
managed to catch their last show at What the Fest right here in Brantford.
Yeah,
It was
man. We
pretty
had a vendor
kick-ass,
booth
right?
up there.
We did. We had a vendor booth for the studio, trying to get some customers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like what a great festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
Very
those
fun.
have been.
Yeah.
Who else was playing there?
USS played.
Yeah, USS.
I believe that was the Sheepdogs.
Sheepdogs
that
were
year.
like the
Oh,
headliner,
yeah.
right?
The
Yeah.
Beaches were there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
I remember watching
You know,
that.
It was a
just
good time.
like one of those things that make you proud to live in Brantford, and I mean for us, right? How often do you have the opportunity to maybe take a cab ride home or
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
after a festival?
Exactly.
After a big show like that, right?
Like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
usually having to stay in Toronto or
Yeah,
come up
man.
with some extenuating circumstance to find
Yeah.
somewhere to sleep
Yeah.
for the night.
Yeah,
and it's
eh?
right in your backyard.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, that was totally fucking cool, man.
So you guys were like touring constantly when you were playing together?
Yeah. So well,
Almost
So
constantly,
a
I
little
guess.
over 10 years ago, I would have met the guys at Metalwork Studios.
Yeah.
We were going to school there.
Right on.
Taking our recording programs and whatnot. One guy graduated. It
Yeah.
wasn't me. So Tal, our guitarist, had graduated out of there, and then as soon as he finished, we started playing all the time. We were playing every weekend,
Right.
like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday circuits
Yeah,
all
man.
over southwestern Ontario.
Yeah.
Just doing our thing, and then we decided, maybe we should put together an album.
Yeah.
So that came the birth of this "Don't Let It Stop You" album.
Yeah.
And then from there, just more touring and playing all over. And then I think one of the biggest turning points for us was I work at the mall,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And I had this shift, like an afternoon shift. We were gigging the night before, gigging that night.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of driving the band van to the mall for my 4-hour shift
Right.
in the afternoon. And when I left the shift, the van wasn't there.
Uh-oh.
Like,
Oh.
entire van full of gear,
Oh,
gone.
out of
No,
the
dude.
gear.
Yeah, like everything's stolen. So, naturally, we're like I think my like Tao's, I think it was like an 80, I want to say 1984 or 85 Les Paul
No
was
way.
in there. Like, you know, it was as old as him.
Yeah.
It came from Israel. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like just stuff that can't be replaced. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And so anyways, you know, taking this whole conversation to a real
Fuck
downer
that
now.
guy.
Yeah,
whoever
no,
fucking-
seriously, I hate that so much. Like when you hear stories about gear getting
Yeah,
stolen, it's
man.
like, man, it costs so much, and you're hauling. You know, it costs so much to haul to get out there and everything to play a show for. What do you make at a show, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's
You
it's
don't-
like why steal from a musician, dude? They're already hurting.
And that's everything to a musician, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like that's your, you know, that's your entertainment. That's
Yeah.
what makes you feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's how that's your punching bag.
It's,
That's
it's your therapy. Like,
right.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, and
you
that's your
take
tools
that.
for work.
Yeah.
And like
It's your vitamin J.
Yeah, dude, and just to take it, dude, it's like, damn, man.
so.
Yeah. Fuck.
So,
Everybody's
like
hurting,
yeah,
though.
like
Anyways.
anytime I hear about that, you're right. Anytime I hear
Yeah,
about someone's
I
gear
hate
being
that.
stolen
Yeah.
or,
It sucks.
or anything, like it just, you know, definitely hits close to home. Like
Yeah.
if there's anything I can do to try and help anybody out. Like we knew a band once. They're from Texas. They're called the Bright Light Social Hour, and they were up here in Canada touring, and someone like robbed their van, so they didn't get into the trailer, but they
Right.
took all their clothes.
Come on.
And like
Really?
their laptops and cell phones.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
Like
Personal
they took that
items,
stuff
yeah.
from them. So they would think they were coming through Hamilton, and we like brought them clothes and stuff
Yeah,
because
man.
they were on like a.
I wonder why you would
2-month,
take
3-month tour.
clothes though, right?
You're probably just like a
Just to
smash and
rummage.
grab. Just
Yeah,
open it up,
okay, yeah.
grab what you can, and get out
I
of there.
see.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing,
That makes
right?
sense.
But yeah, I mean,
They probably opened it up. It was like a bunch of clothes. Fuck.
Yeah. Not like they were opening it like I'm gonna go try these on.
yeah. Like, oh,
my
shit.
size.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
yeah. So
What? No Louis Vuitton in this band?
In this band.
so our gear's stolen, and you know we didn't know what to do because we're a bunch of broke musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to keep this going, but like, how are we going to keep it going?
Yeah.
And we ended up working together with a lot of members in the community and a lot of other musicians. You're able to put on like a fundraiser show at what was Club Envy. I think it's a pile of rubble now in Brantford. I don't think it exists.
Yeah, I don't think it's here anymore.
So we did a fundraiser. We were able to raise enough money to start like putting stuff back together. And through this process, somebody had mentioned that we should sign up for some Molson Canadian
Right.
online voting event thing. So we got our gear together and we went on tour and we started plugging away on this online voting contest.
Right.
It was kind of like in the this is like 2013, I think, 2014. So this is the early days of like Instagram and
Yeah.
social medias and stuff like that. So we were just able to figure out the algorithm and get people to share stuff, and we won like this crowd favorite, and we got to go play in Muskokas and open. I was telling you this guy
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this earlier. We got to go like open for Eric Church.
That's
we
awesome.
had no idea
Yeah.
who he was at the time. No
Right.
clue. And we did all of this, and then anyways through this funding, like we ended up getting in touch with a company called Slate Music, and Slate Music really helped us out, getting us linked up with songwriters, and they just thought they heard something, and
Yeah, right.
and,
on.
Nice, man.
and from there, things just kind of started, you know, working out for us.
Yeah.
We started playing some tours. We got, so the first big tour we did was with Big Wreck.
Nice.
So that was
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
great
Canada-wide tour, and what a band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
They were just in London not too long ago. I went up and I mean, I didn't pay to get in, but I went across the river and kind of watched it from the sidewalk, but still sounded amazing. Ian Thornley is just a fantastic vocalist, dude. I love that guy.
Wild.
Yeah.
So good. And
Yeah.
and phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And he had a different guitar for every song.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So, you know, being under their wing on our first, we'd been down east a bunch up until this point, you know, all through Quebec, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. But this was now our first Canada-wide tour. So we drove all the way, got in a mini Winnebago,
Nice.
and drove to Nanaimo, BC.
That's
and just
awesome,
worked
dude.
our way back
Nice, man.
in January.
Nice, nice.
That is awesome.
So it's now
And
I
was it
get
the
the
was it the best time of your life?
best
or-
time of my life.
Yeah,
like
man.
it truly
that's-
was amazing. I mean, God bless any Canadian musician out there trying to do it on the road.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like if you're fortunate enough to be born and raised and live in Ontario, That's great because you can drive from Windsor to, Ottawa,
Yeah.
and you got a bunch of cities in between.
Yeah.
And you could maybe make a living out of doing that. But if you're in Alberta, like,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of road to be traveled in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between gigs, like, yeah, you're driving, eh? Like, yeah.
It's,
Even,
it's massive.
Like our guys from Talbotville Gore going all the way up to fucking Elliott Lake to play some shows,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Like their little
Like, that's a
northern
trip.
tour they did.
Yeah, that's a trip.
And you're
dude.
still just in Ontario and still almost southern Ontario because there's so much more.
Yeah, it's
You know?
funny. You can drive for so long and just stay in Ontario, right? Whereas,
Yeah.
like, in
So
some states, you can just cross and whatever.
If
few
you drive
hours.
23 hours straight from Brantford, you'll get to Dryden, Ontario. That's
Yeah.
what we learned on that tour.
Yeah. Wow, eh? That's
So
crazy.
yeah, like
Is that close to Kenora?
it's kind of where would that be? I think that'd be past Kenora a bit. It's almost on the border of Manitoba.
Yeah. Kenora's like
It's
was an
kinda-
hour shy of Manitoba. I
Yeah,
think.
that's right.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'd say neck of the woods, but I think it's actually Lake of the Woods area.
Right.
Same Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
So all across Canada, just playing like badass venues, small dive bars. Like,
Yeah, you gotta have some cool
so
stories.
This was like padded theaters. Super,
Oh, nice.
super comfy, and just got to meet some of the greatest like industry workers
Yeah,
through it.
yeah.
Playing in these theaters. And
Wick.
Yeah.
that's when you start finding out that everybody truly does know everybody.
Right.
Yeah, right.
We'd have like a sound tech or a friend of ours, working for a production company in Toronto, be like, oh, when you get out to Edmonton, go look for this guy. He'll
Right.
be at this theater you're
Yeah.
playing at, and sure enough, there's this person,
Yeah.
and
He's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
and I mean, the other cool thing about playing in Canada is everybody appreciates the music coming out. Like,
Yeah.
again, in Ontario, maybe we don't see it as much in our own backyard because we live near Toronto. Like, we're in
Right.
driving distance to the biggest city in the country
Right.
that
Yeah.
every musician comes through. But when you start getting to the other markets, anybody coming through is like, it's something to see. It's something to do. Like,
Yeah.
like we're
Yeah.
all music fans here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you start to really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So like, you just get welcomed in, and then, along with the welcoming, being in a touring band, comes a lot of like, like it's everybody's night off when you're touring, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
everybody's booked that next day off of work.
Yeah, yeah.
6 months in advance when they bought their ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're there, and like you have this feeling, like this obligation, like, wow, I mean, it'd be rude not to have a beer with you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
I should have a beer with you.
Yeah.
So you have to like learn responsible tour
Yeah.
Yeah.
etiquette.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all part of the job,
Hey,
It
man.
is, right?
He's
Yeah,
putting
man.
the work in.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But so then Big Wreck, was definitely like getting our feet wet and really learning how to, pull all this stuff off. And I mean, all the years too of like, playing different events. And then the last big tour we went on, we got to open for Our Lady Peace.
Oh, yeah.
and Matt Good.
Right on.
Awesome.
And it was like an East Coast jaunt with them, but it took us into some stadiums.
Right.
And we got to play Massey Hall. Like,
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
we were on like one of the last few bands to go through Massey Hall before
Yeah.
they shut it down for the
Yeah.
renovation.
That's
So
awesome.
That's awesome.
like that was,
Good for you, man.
I think as any musician, obviously,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but just getting to set my drums up on that stage at
Yeah,
Massey
man.
Hall and just hit the kick, feel the
Yeah,
thunder
man.
Yeah.
and the resonance of that stage.
Yeah. I think there's a sweet video of like Neil Young doing a cool set at Massey Hall.
Yeah.
And it's classic, man. He's got a big old
dude.
white rock in his nose kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? He didn't quite get her all in type thing, but man, he busts through his songs nice, But yeah, shout out Massey Hall. That is awesome.
Yeah,
man.
and like just what a great opportunity like to do all of that with the band, and now we're three out of the five of us. So 2019 we play What the Fest. A few months go by, we're all hanging out. It's now holiday season before the world shut down in 2020.
Yep. Yeah.
We're all hanging out and we're talking, and we're kind of like our respective partners, our wives aren't at this holiday party, or
Yeah.
one's kind of being weird. And we're definitely known to have a couple drinks when we all get together.
For sure.
And 3 out of the 5 of us all had kids
Oh yeah.
2 weeks apart.
Oh no way.
So there was definitely like a bit of a maybe an elephant in the room,
Right.
that we
Right.
wanted to try that next adventure
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit and
Yeah.
see what would happen, and
Hey,
yeah.
man.
and now here we are.
Yeah,
well,
man.
well, I mean, here we are. Then of course, all that craziness happened in 2020,
Right.
and
Yep.
left a lot of friends and music industry workers
Yeah.
in a tight spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like
you guys included, right? Like here, I know following Ryfield Studios and seeing what you guys do every day, like
Yeah.
to know that you're on the up and up, like you guys are putting out content all the time.
We're
Yeah.
trying,
helping
man.
out amazing musicians.
yeah, man.
And it means the world to me to see that you guys are here doing your thing.
It means
man.
the world to
Oh,
us
man.
to hear
Yeah,
you
dude.
say that, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
'Cause,
Thanks for coming out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
We,
it's just-
like I said, we love music, and we're just trying to help everybody show the world their music. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. Give that, just that platform, that kind of online venue, whatever, that space. That
But make
little
sure you
stepping
hit
stone we can
subscribe,
do. Yeah,
'cause,
man.
Absolutely.
that's what's going to keep this going.
Wherever the button is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
for
dude.
sure, man, it's all about, just opportunity and stuff. Like, we never had anything like this growing up, kind of thing.
Oh,
Well,
if
the-
we did, I would have been in heaven.
Yeah,
So I
man.
can just imagine every time somebody comes in, they're like, "This is awesome," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, it's cool."
Yeah.
It's true though. I mean, I'm sure after a while, as anything in life, right? You get comfortable. Like
Yeah.
this is your,
Yeah.
this is your extended home here.
Yeah, it's
But when you remove yourself from it for a minute and look around and put yourself into like 12-year-old self shoes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like,
man, if I walked in this room at 12 years old and saw that Pearl drum set
Yeah.
sitting here, I'd have like my mind would have melted.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Like just fell apart.
me
at the
too,
seams.
actually. Yeah, me too.
It is a little dreamscape or whatever out here.
So like, yeah.
Walking into, like,
Hey kids,
Willy
play
Wonka's
some music.
chocolate
Come on out,
factory.
man.
Yeah. It's like walking into fucking Wonka's chocolate factory or something. You're just like, schnozberries.
Did I mention you can record here too?
Yeah, that's right.
exactly,
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Yeah. man.
like when I'd been out here, my first time out here, right, was with another project doing a rehearsal.
Yeah,
so
right.
even at the time I hadn't heard of this spot, and these guys I was working with are like, hey, yeah, like there's a spot just outside of town. Here's the address. Like, this isn't possible.
This is.
Yeah.
I live in
awesome.
Brantford, you know that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is just
And
like,
and pull out here and
I was just getting going at that point too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
there's-
had it
It's
set
like a
up
diamond in
little
a
bit.
rough or something. It's just like, boom, here it is.
yeah, like
That's
there's I'm
awesome.
like, wow, there's like a PA, like a real deal PA, and like real drums. And
Yeah.
holy shit! Like
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah, man. It's
and like
great.
to see that, I feel like living in smaller communities, right? So, playing in bands, I feel like there's always this like preconception that like you got to go move to the big city to make it,
Right, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and,
Not true.
And there's a lot of industry there, and I feel in some way you're gonna end up there in one way or another.
Well,
but,
yeah.
But to be able to have stuff in your own backyard, to be
Yeah.
able to either create demos or to rehearse or find a comfortable place, like
Yeah.
if you're trying to make it, right? We're all working other jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Oh,
through
yeah.
all the run in Ascot Royals, like I worked my day job
Yeah,
and
eh?
whatever that day job was. And, like if you got to spend time to pack up all your gear, and as a drummer, it's a
Yeah.
lot of gear.
Yeah.
And then pack it into your little car because it's
Right.
probably all you can afford.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To drive it all the way to Toronto
Yeah.
to unload just to rehearse.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
get back home.
Yeah.
Like you're definitely doing it because you love it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's this little voice in your head that's like, man, if only this could just be in like
Yeah.
down the road,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the basement or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
And like all the way up to a point where Sam was at, we're out like touring across Canada, where
Yeah.
if we got to, I'd be fucking
Yeah.
ecstatic.
Oh yeah.
But you said you'd come home, still no money, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
And-
you know,
Yeah.
like the industry's just it's tough.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like to try and make it. And I don't really know. Like everybody's got a different opinion on what making it means. Like
Right.
you know,
I would say that is making it, going across your
Yeah.
own country and
and I'd
I was-
say that we made
yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
you know, I would never take away from those experiences or
Yeah.
discredit any amount of what we did
Yeah.
or look at as in any terms of a failure. Like we had the time of our life. We
Yeah.
made great
Yeah, man.
music together.
Yeah.
for sure, dude.
I got to play with like they're my brothers to this
Yeah.
day. Every
Yeah,
one of
eh?
those guys, you
That's
know,
right.
like they're family. We're raising kids basically
Yeah,
together
eh?
now. You know, like
Yeah.
Scott and Ben. You know, our kids are hanging out. And,
Oh, nice.
you know,
man.
we keep having this dream that maybe they'll all play
Yeah.
music
A
together
family
one day.
band, yeah.
And because
Yeah.
of that,
Tour
they'll
the
probably end up
countryside.
playing on a soccer team together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll want nothing to do with music. They'll be like,
Yeah.
"That's so lame."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Sports over
You guys
music.
did what when you were young? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not cool. I could do all that on my laptop.
Yeah.
Why would you buy drums, Dad? Look, check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool. You stay in touch with all the guys, so
Oh,
you're all
yeah.
still pretty tight and everything.
Oh yeah,
eh?
absolutely.
Good, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're all
That's good to hear.
They're all out doing their own thing. You know,
Yeah.
we're all just kind of making it happen, and
Yeah.
that's life, though. Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Do you guys get together and jam any or?
we haven't yet, but you know, every now and then
Like
we
just
get
for
together,
fun?
have a few beers, and the ideas
Yeah.
start pouring out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally awesome, dude.
You know,
So how did you meet all those guys? Because you said earlier it was at Metalworks.
yeah.
But like is it Jimmy and Ben? I might be wrong on the names, but they came from like England, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then Tal came from Israel with that guitar you were saying.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool that like from three corners of the earth you guys
it's-
got together.
So bizarre.
Yeah,
and
eh?
writing music together
Yeah.
with that. Sorry, I should stick to the topic at hand. But yeah, we met at Metalworks.
Right.
Jim and Tal went there.
Right.
And then I auditioned with Jimmy.
Okay.
And there was a bit of a different lineup at the time.
Right.
So I auditioned, started playing with them. We were touring all over. I was still going to school. The guitar player we had at the time, we separated, and so we're looking for a guitar player.
Right.
Like, there's this cool dude who borrowed like a Them Crooked Vultures album
Nice.
from me. And I just think he's a cool guy because he likes the same music as me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we reach out to Tal. I'm like, but I think he mentioned he's from Israel. And he's probably gonna have to go home after, like, he's probably on a student visa or something. And
Right.
and so anyways, he came out and things just worked out. And our first gig with him was in Brantford at what was Hockey Fest. I don't know if you guys remember
No.
Hockey Fest, but it was at Lions Park in the same format as What the Fest, just
Yeah.
called Hockey Fest
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time.
for
So
sure.
ironically, our first and last gigs kind of in that lineup were at Lions Park in Brantford.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
kind of like
Full
I've
circle.
never
Yeah,
drawn
full
those lines
circle, yeah.
together
Yeah.
till now.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man.
So yeah, but you know, so writing music with those guys though was always interesting
Right.
because we grew up in Canada. So Scott and I'd be like, oh yeah, like, you know, on Much Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they didn't have much music. They
Yeah,
had like MTV2 or something.
Right. Right.
You know?
Jersey Shore and stuff.
before that,
Right.
when MTV was half cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The same 8 music videos on fucking loop or whatever. That's what I remember from
Yeah.
MTV. MPV. I had MPV. It was a whole different thing.
That was a sports music
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah.
Those turned into NHL games on
Yeah.
on PlayStation.
Yeah. EA Sports.
A lot of
It's in
tech.
the game.
A lot of techno.
Yeah. Yeah, man. for
So
sure.
so yeah, like but it was a lot of fun. Like I grew up outside of a little village called Moorfield near Listowel in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
Right
grew up
on.
in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and I just, you know, I didn't have internet until I like moved away to college.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I feel like I grew up in this little bubble where,
Right.
you know, I didn't get exposed to a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
anytime you go to a friend's house or something and watch Much Music, or
Yeah.
you'd see these bands, and,
Yeah.
you know, like I remember hearing Billy Talent
Right.
That was one of those bands at like
Yeah.
19 years old, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this
Yeah.
is interesting.
They're awesome, man. Like, I have a lot of respect for those dudes. I seen them in Toronto at Heavy TO, and the promoter put them between Slayer and Rob Zombie. It was a yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
It was a 2-stage thing, right? So Slayer happened, and then after them, Billy Talent played, and then Rob Zombie. And I gained a lot of respect for Billy Talent, man, because they powered through. Like, they were getting some stuff thrown at them and stuff. But you know what?
They played their
They
best.
played through it, and they sounded fucking great. It was like radio, man. Like, they were so tight.
Yeah.
It sounded great, and it just wasn't the show for them or whatever. But that's where I was like, oh man, this band fucking rocks.
Yeah, and,
they'll take it and just fucking play it back at you, you know. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I wonder if that's a Canadian band thing. You know,
Yeah, maybe,
Like,
eh?
you're just so happy
to be playing.
to be up there playing.
Yeah,
and
yeah. And they had there was a lot of people uptight. Like, yeah, it was a good show for them and everything, but just the general, like, I don't know, man. Anyways, shout out Billy Talent because they fucking rocked it, dude. I love
Man,
those dudes.
I had growing up. I can't remember what year it was, but I had this Ozfest DVD.
Right.
And you know, there's your typical Ozfest bands there. You know,
Yeah.
Slayer's in there. And,
Oh yeah, hate
and
Breed
then
stuff.
this punk band Bowling for Soup played.
Yeah, dude.
Bowling for soup.
Do you know?
I love Bowling for Soup.
I love
Right? They're
Bowling
great. Were they? No, they weren't Stacy's Mom. That was Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah.
They had that 1982 song.
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah, 1980 something, whatever
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
But,
They
like-
had a lot of good tunes, dude. They were great. They did that London Bridge cover by Fergie. How come every time you come around my London? No?
No, dude.
Man,
Oh,
they're just
man.
like a
I
staple.
think you showed it to me the one time.
Like,
but-
it would have been years ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're an awesome band, Bowling for
Yeah,
Soup.
they're just like a staple punk. Like
Yeah.
punk. They are through and through pop punk.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
I think they have a song called Pop Punk 101.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know, so like you've got
That's awesome.
You've got
dude.
like Slayer.
Yeah.
You're listening. You're like reading the liner notes of this DVD,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Raining Blood.
what is going
Yeah.
on?
And then it's Bowling for Soup, just like the happiest.
But you watch it though, and it fits. It just worked. Like they
Yeah.
pull it off. So sometimes you
yeah.
just have to have that confidence.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And just give it to them. But yeah.
But it does make you wonder how they get booked on these.
Yeah, like, not, yeah. It was, I felt bad because, like, they were getting booed and stuff. And I was like, it's not really their fault. Like, they just, the promoter, whoever booked them or something, like, just,
yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
it's
They're
not
just
like
a
they
band
picked-
showing up to a gig and then all of a sudden they're like, what the fuck? But they
Yeah.
just, instead of
pick the lineup.
being like, oh, well, we're out of here, they're just like, here's our set anyways, have it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
for the
let-
people that like it, take it. You know what I mean? And I was like, fucking
For
fuck
the people
yeah,
that
you know?
don't, suck it.
I would have got
Too
insecure
bad.
and been like, I'm not
go
playing
grab an
anymore.
overpriced beer
Yeah.
at,
Yeah.
at the giant lineup when
Yeah.
we play.
Rob
Yeah.
Zombie
It'll
will be on
probably eat
soon.
up the
Yeah.
whole set.
Yeah.
But if your manager comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, do you want to play Ozfest?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
do
in
that.
between who and who? Yeah, I don't care. I want to
doing
play
it.
Ozfest.
Sorry, I didn't even hear the bands you just said,
Yeah.
but I'll play it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? Yeah. That's awesome.
But
And
man,
that's probably the same thing they were thinking too. You want to play this? Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
Heavy
there.
TO, because, yeah, that was a really cool, I don't know if they still do it. They don't do it in Toronto, but they might still do it in Montreal. Well, they do it across Canada. Like, they'll just pick a big city and it'll be like, whatever, Heavy Montreal is the one we went to after, whatever. But yeah, man.
Do they have a heavy Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy Vancouver, like, it's all
Oh,
across
okay,
Canada,
shit.
man. Heavy, none of it.
Heavy Nunavut.
I don't know, mate.
that'd be
I don't know about that
that'd
one.
be a
but
logistic booking
Yeah.
nightmare.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can we snowmobile the gear in?
Do you want to go play Nunavut? Oh.
I want none of it.
I want none of it.
Shit.
Shout
Sorry.
out,
Caliquit.
shout out none of
Caliquit.
it. All our none of it listeners, man. All our none of it watchers. Shout out.
Yeah, yeah. How many do we got up there? None.
None of it, man.
Maybe one? No?
No.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Please, everybody up north.
Yeah.
We're north friendly.
Our none of
Tell
it,
your friends.
Our none of it fan base just skyrocketed. Yeah. Oh,
Hashtag
shit.
none of it.
Yeah. Hashtag none of it. What's
Oh,
even up
man.
anymore, man? So yeah, dude. I mean, killing it on tour and stuff. You got to have some funny, like some awesome tour stories, right? Like
There's probably a few in there.
you all seem like a bunch of fun, like dudes that get along. That you probably get into some mischief and this and that kind of
A
thing.
little bit. I mean, we were probably the most rock and roll, unrock and roll band.
right?
Like, you know, we were, yeah, like we definitely like to go out and, you know, Newfoundland was a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So on the Our Lady Peace tour, we played in Newfoundland, and the crazy thing about that was Newfoundland is it's such a tight knit community when
Yep.
you're going into St. John's,
Right.
and we're flying in, and I can't remember Tal or Jim or somebody was sitting beside this guy. They got paired up with him on the flight, and he's like, "Oh, you know, you guys, you're a band, right?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're a band." He goes, "Oh, you're probably playing tomorrow night at the arena there." And we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
How do you know? And he's like, "Oh, well, I kind of, everybody knows what's going on
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
town. you
it's
know?
none of it, dude.
Playing with Our Lady Peace, aren't you?"
It's Newfoundland, dude.
So
Yeah, dude.
so we get out, we land, we get all of our gear, and we're waiting to hail down a cab or something to get over to the hotel, and this guy just pulls around his pickup truck, and he's like, "I know the hotel you boys are staying at. Just
Jesus.
throw your stuff in the truck, and I'll take
Hey
you
there,
right
buddy.
over."
Yeah.
And my wife's on her way; she'll pick up the rest of you. Like, just hospitality.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very true, right?
Yeah, eh?
So, anyways, we're like, "Oh, this is really cool." You know, he's telling us all these spots we got to check out, and that's always the same in any city you go to.
Yeah.
They tell you
Yeah.
all these spots you got to check out, but you're only there for like a 24-hour snapshot,
Right,
And
right.
you know, 10 hours of that is you know,
Occupied.
loading in, sound
Yeah,
checking,
oh, yeah.
playing the gig, and
You
everything.
get an hour here and there to check
And
out or
you know,
whatever.
sleeping at some point.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
so that
Hopefully.
night though, so the guys, Jim and his brother, years ago in a earlier version of the Ascot Royals,
Right.
had been to Newfoundland, but the rest of us hadn't been,
Right.
and I was not going to leave that rock until I got screeched in.
Right.
Screeched in.
Have you guys heard of the Newfie screeching?
You gotta enlighten us.
Okay, so I might be wrong, could be totally wrong, but I'm going to try and put this together.
We're not.
as
I'm not gonna
possible.
fact check them. So
So
Screeched
the
in.
deal with the screeching is years ago, you know, back in the day, the Newfoundlanders used to trade their codfish with Jamaicans for their rum. So they do this switch over, and then they'd get these barrels of rum and keep everybody, you know, on the rock happy with rum, because rum does that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll
So,
do that.
Tends
but,
to help.
but then what Newfoundlanders, because they're very smart people, right? They took the barrel and they would refill it and they would re-ferment it and they would make this stuff called
Screech.
Screech.
right? So you know, I think in the Trailer Park Boys
Yeah.
they call it swish.
Swish.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
I've had Swish before. Maybe
Yeah.
Swish is
My
Ontario.
fuck, does it get you some drunk?
Yeah, maybe Swish is Ontario, but
So I think it's the same idea,
Yeah.
right? Just
Yeah.
you know, taking what you have and just getting a little bit more out of
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
know, extra value menu.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
getting
anyways,
screeched in though. That explains Saved by the Bell a little bit more. Getting screeched in. You know what I'm saying?
it might be.
Anyway, sorry.
I don't know.
Bad joke.
But so when you go there to get screeched in, you kind of have to do like this chant. I don't really remember that because there was drinking involved.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Something about doing arting, narting, yarting. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey there, bye. Hey there, bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
So
type thing.
so you recite a chant and then you got to kiss a codfish
Yep.
Okay.
or you got to kiss a puffin's ass.
A puffin's
And they
ass.
give you the choice.
Oh, you get a choice.
Yeah, you get a choice. You kiss the fish.
Yeah,
What'd you
kiss the
do?
fish.
Yeah, always the fish.
Oh, it's the fish.
I don't know why you kiss the
Why would you
puffin's
pick
ass.
puffin's ass?
You don't eat ass?
Yeah, but it's a puffin.
Puffin sounds like something like the brand Little Debbie would
It's a
make.
bird.
The Little Debbie Puffins,
Go ahead and lick
It's
that
like
ass,
a
dude.
Twinkie, the Puffin.
It's all yours.
Yeah, you can have
We're
it.
gonna stick with the fish.
Yeah.
See,
All
this
right.
is where you start learning who's the drummers in the room.
Yeah.
Right?
A
We're very like, you know,
guitar seat ass.
Where's that Puffin at?
like you know, a guitar player by the end of this is gonna be like, man, Puffin's ass sounds like a great
Yeah,
pedal.
no, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
I'm gonna wire that up, man.
Yeah, man. The Puffin's ass. It's got this nice fuzz, you know.
Yeah. And then he's like,
Takes
now I have
all
to
the
go.
mid range right out of the fucking.
Somebody at home right now is watching this thinking, yeah, I could eat a Puffin's ass. And
Yeah.
they're like, I have to go learn how to play guitar now.
Yeah, man. We're just letting anybody take the ideas to profiting off us for free, man.
We're here for you guys.
We're here for you. You're welcome.
For the
Right.
people.
This is
Oh man. So you kiss this fish,
You're right,
and then you
right.
get to take a shot of the Screech, which is probably 99% alcohol,
Right.
Yummy.
and it just burns off anything anyways.
Yeah.
that
Yep.
you've just kissed.
Yeah, so it
And,
doesn't matter.
And then you get a certificate.
So I
and
could eat the ass and it doesn't matter because I get the screech right after.
God damn it, Ben.
I'm just saying, you got a choice between the fish and the puffin. All right.
Yeah, why wouldn't you go more extreme if you got the like? Wouldn't you want to? If you had the antidote, wouldn't you want the viper bite or whatever? Get that venom right in you for the antidote just to feel it.
The thrill of the puffin's ass.
Never mind,
If
man. Keep going with
anybody,
your
if
story.
anybody is
screeched
from
in.
Newfoundland or can help clear this up, please, please let us know.
Let
All
us
right,
know.
all right.
If
So
Ben's-
then
if
you're
Ben's
like an
wrong.
honorary
I'm always
Newfoundlander,
wrong.
and then from there you just start drinking,
Yeah, yeah.
excessively.
Yeah.
So we're at this bar, we get screeched in, and just drinking and drinking all night long, and then they're trying to close the place out. You know, they're flashing the lights. It's last
Yeah,
call, time
yeah.
to go, and we're like, okay, cool. Start finishing up our drinks, and then this guy's just talking to us. He's like, hey, man, you know, like if you guys are, you know, back in town, you can stay at my place, and just everybody just, you know, being really nice.
Yeah.
Except they're trying to kick us out, but like
Being so
it's just
polite
like
about it.
super extra Canadian
right.
friendly
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Like, so whenever you're ready.
he's just trying to be
You
really
know?
nice before he breaks the news to be like, you know, you got to go, and he's like buying another round, but this is the last one. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, but that was 3 rounds ago.
Yeah. That is.
So we
hilarious.
have like the most friendly like kick out of a bar.
Yeah. Like
And
bring
this-
out the hook, but don't poke anybody.
This guy, this guy finally walks up, and he's, you know, kind of looks like the bouncer type.
Right.
He comes over. He's like, "What's going on here? You giving him a hard time?" I'm like, "Oh no, we're not giving. We're ready to go.
No,
We're ready
yeah.
to leave at any time." And he's like, "Are you giving him the runaround, filling his head with stories?" No, we're not. No stories. We're ready to go.
This guy's been
And he goes-
practicing.
Well, I've got some stories for you. So now the bouncer,
Right.
you know, and the whole time you're just like, one more.
Yeah.
Bartender, sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they just keep them coming.
Yeah, man.
But like, just the nicest people ever. But
That's
just like a
awesome.
very dangerous mix of
right.
you know,
Hospitality and
hospitality and alcohol.
Screech, yeah.
Yeah, getting screeched.
Hospitality and screech.
Yeah.
Gruesome twosome, man. They don't tell you about that. in
But
school.
the East Coast amazing, and then you know West Coast just very cold,
yeah,
Just cold.
just cold.
yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Pretty well.
A lot of-
I feel like when we were on that big rec tour, we kept missing these warm fronts. Every because so we went to Nanaimo, right? And Nanaimo's okay, like out on the island, it's a little warm, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
inwards of like -4 to plus something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
reasonable. But then
Yeah.
you start working your way in. But I felt like every city we went to, everybody in town be like, "Oh man, you just missed a warm front,"
Yeah.
you know. And
It was
like,
so nice yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, you should
Yeah.
have been here last.
And
week.
then you showed up.
like somewhere in Saskatchewan, it was like you're looking at your phone. It's like -40, but with a wind chill, it feels like -50, and you're like,
Great.
Good.
What?
Good.
we
That's gotta be awesome. for
Come
beer.
on, Van.
Yeah.
we were ahead of schedule once. There, I think it was. I can't remember if it was on our way there or on our way back through, but we were ahead of schedule, and you know everybody talks about Lake Louise.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
there's and you see people take pictures down there, and we're like, oh man, we should go check Lake Louise out. Like we
Yeah.
got time, and so we went to go pull down into Lake Louise. And as we're going down this hill down towards this lake in the mountains, there's these signs that are like no RVs, no trailers. And we're like, well, we checked both of those boxes.
Yeah.
We got an RV and a trailer. Damn it. So we're like, oh, we should turn around. So we go to turn around, and we like jackknife the trailer onto the RV, and
Right.
and we get it stuck in a snowbank. And then we go to like pop the trailer off,
Right.
but everything's frozen, so we
Oh,
can't get
yeah.
the trailer off. So now we're holding up traffic at one of Canada's biggest tourist attractions.
Just trying to turn around.
and then
Hey.
we go to get into the RV, and we go to put it in drive, and won't go into drive, and we can't figure this out. It's like locked up.
We are not a band.
all of a sudden, like, pressure applies from fucking other traffic, and you're like,
Oh,
totally
man.
forget how to drive. You're like, do I even got the key?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We can't get this thing into drive, and we're like, this one guy pulls up. He's like, oh, is that a Ford F-350 on the front of that thing? We're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, you just gotta put it up in neutral. You gotta give it a little turn, and then if you give the gear shift a little shake, it'll slide right into drive for you. I'm like, what is going on, Ford?
This,
Yeah. Is this a known
Sorry.
thing?
This dude just came up out of nowhere and was like, the combination is.
Yeah, yeah.
If there's a combination, that should be in the driver's
Didn't
manual. you
learn
know
this
what I
in
mean?
driver's
Yeah.
ed.
Fuck sakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like those drug cars that you turn the radio knob 3 times and a little thing pops out.
Yeah.
And you get out
Yeah.
your stash or whatever. But it's
Stash
just to,
radio.
it's just to fire it up, man. It's
Anti-theft.
Yeah,
system.
exactly. It's like yeah, it's anti-theft, dude. It's better than an alarm because they can get into it, but they can't drive it away.
Yeah.
They
we're
don't know
like-
the code.
We're like stuck at Lake Louise. Now we're late. Now we're behind schedule trying to
Right.
get to the next gig, and
right.
you know,
Feeling the pressure.
don't try and be a tourist on tour. Just go to work.
I guess so, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Just go to work.
But you know, so now I can nerd out a little bit with drums, because why
yeah.
not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
we're here in good drumming company.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what was amazing was having to, and I guess this applies for any instrument, but having to take instruments from -50 weather
Yeah.
in a trailer
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like bring them in
Yeah.
to like condition them.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like get to the venue, just bring them into the venue,
Yeah.
and not even take them out of the cases.
Just
is
leave
what
them
we've
in and just
learned.
let them kind
Right.
of come
Like
up.
climatize.
Yeah. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But what was amazing, I found, at least with the drums, is when you climatize them like that, and you let them kind of, you know, thaw out. I
Yeah,
guess.
Right.
Thaw,
yeah.
not de-thaw, just thaw.
Just thaw.
Yeah.
De-thaw is
The
counterproductive.
Yeah,
De-thaw is freezing.
that'd be bad. Yeah, right where he started.
Is a de-thaw?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd
So,
be
anyways,
freezing. Yeah.
thaw them out, and surprisingly, they'd stay in tune pretty good.
Sweet.
So
Yeah.
if you're ever moving those beautiful pearl drums around anywhere
Yeah,
In the
man.
cold,
in the cold,
I will make sure to condition them.
Yeah, man. It seems to be always a little bit colder. The weather always seems a little bit worse in the winter up here in Brampton.
At this house right here? in
Yeah,
this
it's like
spot?
you come around the curve on the 403 and it's just like the
Yeah.
wind hits different and here's a whole different front. kind
Yeah.
of thing.
There's nothing to stop the wind coming across the field.
yeah, you're definitely right out in
Yeah.
Yeah.
the thick of it right here.
It whips right through the house, too. You got to keep
Yeah.
that wood stove going all winter.
You could plant some cedars or something around your house. and
It was
then-
in 20 years from now, it'd work,
yeah, man.
right?
Where are you going,
20
man?
What's wrong with
Where
the
am
wood
I
stove? He has it right with the wood stove.
Yeah.
Well, your sink freezes every once in a while, right?
Well,
If that north wind
let's not
comes
talk
hitting
about
down,
that.
you're
let's
don't
not
start
talk about
talking
that.
about home improvements, eh?
I forgot about that.
right?
Forget this music,
Yeah.
music conversation.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about the Sonopan and
Yeah.
the vocal
Yeah.
booth.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I think we're pretty much ready to wrap it up anyway.
Yeah, man. So what's
Yeah.
next for you, dude? Are you planning on getting in any bands or what's up?
I'm just playing
Just
right
playing.
now. I'm just playing a little bit. I've
For-
got
for fun.
I've got a buddy I grew up with back in that small town, and
Yep.
we're playing some gigs here and there. He's trying some original music, and
Nice.
just trying to maybe ease my way back into it a little
Sure.
bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, raise a family,
Yeah.
balance it all out.
Best of both worlds, right?
It's yeah. You still got to have a life as a musician.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Yeah.
the crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Maybe I need to wrangle
almost-
up some people and bring them through here and come visit you guys a little more. often,
Absolutely. That'd be
Hey, man.
great.
you know?
Throw together
I'm
a
down
set.
with that.
Yeah.
Have a live at the Whiskey Pit, man. Hell yeah. We totally love
Sure.
to have you
Sure,
back,
man.
for sure.
I'm just gonna come show up at your door one day and
Yeah.
come watch you guys play.
Oh,
That's
you
fine.
should, man.
Usually
Absolutely.
Friday nights we're jamming here.
Yeah.
But
Oh, there we go.
We told all the boys to hang out tonight.
Yeah, we should have brought him up. Eh?
Yeah. We could have been playing some death metal.
No, that's awesome, man. Yeah, dude. Make sure you check out Ascot Royals. Check them out on Spotify. You
Yeah,
know
they
they're
got
still
some
up
killer
out there.
tunes. If you haven't checked out Sam's drum playthroughs,
Yeah, man. Get over
go
there.
check those out because they're badass. Nice and tight,
So
bumping, groovy.
Yeah, dude.
And you did an
Thanks, guys.
awesome job, dude.
Oh,
Thanks for
it
coming
was a
out.
Yeah,
blast.
man.
I'd come back in a heartbeat. I'm
Oh, yeah.
honored.
We'd love to have you, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
thank
great
you
to have
guys so
Right
much.
on.
Yeah, dude.
And everybody out there, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on our socials because we got shit coming out every day.
Yeah, man. Stay on it. Don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on
I don't know.
Tune up and tune in because there's another episode coming.
Oh, we haven't said that in a while.
That's right, dude. I forgot. Tune up and tune in
Pull
because
out
there's
my-
another episode coming. Not sure what it is, but
The retro fate phrases.
If you
Anyways.
don't tune up, you hit the meat grinder.
the
that's
meat
right, man.
grinder.
Yeah.
Get in there. All right, we out.
Yeah. Later.